filming this just to start day 2, and I'm trying to find the... Jesus, it's a labyrinth. I cannot find the elevators. This is Twilight Zone. I mean, in the 6th floor, I cannot go take the stairs. Alright, so I passed right by the elevators. Now I'm 10 minutes late. Oh, jeez. I hate being late. I really, really hate being late. So I'm probably gonna talk to you all once we have a break or something. And that's it. So, gotta go. He did this wonderful exercise with us today, which is called the spoke method, I think. And it was so much fun. So I just want you to explain, because I think it's very useful.
It's a parlor game that I adapted into a character exercise. It's a guessing game, like, pick a person, have everybody try to guess who you picked. But you can't ask any direct questions, no fact-based questions. You have to ask for metaphors. And the first one is always, if they were a kind of smoke, what kind would they be? And then everyone else in the room who's trying to guess just makes up other, if they were a kind of music, a kind of car, a kind of meal, a kind of mythological creature, a kind of Muppet, whatever. And the answers are always really weird and associative metaphors. At the beginning of the game, it seems impossible to guess who we're actually talking about. And then suddenly, you know. Suddenly you know. And they accumulate into an accurate portrait somehow. And it's amazing. And so I play smoke with my characters. And it's my favorite getting to know your characters exercise.
This is lunch break, and I ate, and I did that first, so I didn't feel my plate. I'm sorry. They had a baked potato, and I put butter in it, so everything's better now. And now we're gonna go, I think in a half hour from now, because I ate fast. We're going to Claudia Gabel lecture. Her lecture just ended, and it was awesome. We got to analyze a lot of first pages and compare the first draft with the final version. Can you talk a little bit about what's important to have in first pages?
Sure. In a first page, it's really important to start off in a situation that has high emotional stakes for the main character. You also want to try to have some sort of action, have your characters doing something, not just observing a situation or talking to one another, have them actually be doing something that's of interest to the readers. Another thing to include in your first page would be to have hints of mystery or backstory woven in, and a sense of time and setting.
And what do you do when you have a more, I wouldn't say quiet story, but nobody's dying, you know what I'm saying? How do you manage to create that tension without, impending death or anything like that?
Yes. With that kind of if you have a story that's quieter, I think that what you're really relying on is more of a sense of voice and of character. And I feel that it's just a matter of picking a scene or situation where there's conflict, some sort of conflict for that character. It doesn't necessarily mean that their life has to be at stake, but there does have to be a sense of tension and conflict for them. Maybe they're making a choice, a really big choice that they have to make, or something of that nature, so that you're seeing them in a situation where the emotions can be elevated. I also forgot to mention that it's important to have a tone that makes some sort of promise of the book, so that the reader knows what kind of book that you're getting.
What you should avoid in the first page.
So what you should avoid is too much telling or over narration. You definitely don't want to have a lot of exposition on your first page. You want to avoid descriptions that are too heavy, and you want to make sure that there's quick pacing, so you don't want anything that drags. Yes.
You have seen those first drafts, and you have seen the final version, so we know there's a lot of change that goes into that. So even though you could see the imperfections, what made you say yes to that manuscript?
The hook of your story or the core of your story, if that's something that's really appealing, then an editor is going to look past certain imperfections in the writing or the technique. We're looking for a strong voice no matter what. So if the book gets off to a slow start, or there are some other imperfections there. If you have a strong voice, an editor really connects to that. That's another thing that we're looking for. And so if the manuscript isn't have a perfect opening or even a perfect trajectory, that's what we're really looking for.
That can be addressed. Okay, and that is it for today. I think this workshop is focused a lot in craft, not so much in business. I prefer a focus on craft, so I appreciate that. Samantha, Patricia, everybody who made this conference happen. I mean, thank you so much. It was absolutely wonderful. Even more people came this time around, and there were a lot of people who were coming to a conference for the first time, and that's always refreshing to see new faces. I hope this was useful and inspiring. If you like this video, please hit the like button here below. If you want to see more videos about writing and books and all that fun stuff, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! It's ridiculous. I'm completely lost.